Hello, my name is Mr. Chu and I welcome you to my study room. Today we are solving objective questions 10, 26 and 37 of the 2023 WASSCE Elective or Further Mathematics paper written by Ghana. I choose to put these questions together because you need the same understanding or concept to be able to solve them. Coordinate geometry. We take the first question, which is question 10, and it reads that find the equation of the line that passes through the point with coordinate 3, 4 and parallel. 2y plus 4x minus 7 equals 0. I think the most important information from this problem here is the fact that the line whose equation we are solving for is parallel to the line given here. And that simply means that they have the same gradients. Parallel lines have the same gradients. So what we are going to do is that we are going to solve for the gradient of this line, and then we'll use that as the gradient of the new line we are going to solve for, and then we put that back into the formula of the equation of a straight line, and that gives us the answer we are solving for. So we start right by getting the gradient of this line by simply making y the subject, and then the coefficient of x becomes the gradient. So we do that quickly. 2y plus 4x minus 7 equals 0. So we move each of the other terms to the right side of the equal to sign. So that means that 2y will be equal to negative 4x plus 7 because the sign for each of them will switch. Then dividing through by 2 to make y the subject, you're going to have y to be equal to negative 2x plus 7 over 2. That means that the gradient of this line is negative 2. So let me make it m equals negative 2, where m means the gradient of the line. Because of the way this equation looks, I'm going to put this and the coordinate of this point into the point slope form of a straight line, which is y minus y1 equals m multiplying x minus x1, where y1 and x1 are the coordinate of this point. So this is x1, this is y1, and then m is the gradient that we found. So our equation now becomes y minus 4 equals, our gradient is negative 2 multiplying x minus 3. And we have to arrange them to look like this: x term, y term, constant equal to 0. So that will give us y minus 4 equals negative 2x plus 6. And then arranging it to look like this, you're going to have, we bring the 2x to the left side, become positive 2x plus y. We bring 6 here, become negative, so minus 10 equals 0. And when we look through, that is option C. We move to the next question, which is question 26. Question 26 has the equation of a circle, and then we have to find the radius and the coordinate of the center of the circle here. And this is in the general form, so we express it in the standard form, which is x minus a all squared plus y minus b all squared equals to r squared, where a comma b are the coordinates of the center and r is the radius. So that is what we are going to do. And let me quickly write the equation again. We'll first of all make the coefficient of x and y to be 1, and that will be by dividing through by 2, and that will give us x squared plus y squared minus 7 over 2x plus 5 over 2y. And then we move this negative 11 to the right, become 11 divided by 2 is over 2. Okay, then now we are going to use the idea of completing of squares to express this to look like this. So by completing of square, we'll first rearrange this to have the x's together and the y's together. So we have x squared minus 7 over 2x, then plus y squared plus 5 over 2y equals 11 over 2. So by computing on square, we are going to take x and then half of this negative 7 over 2 and also half of this 5 over 2. We'll be adding them to the x and y respectively. So let's get back here. Half of negative 7 over 2 is simply negative 7 over 2 times 1 over 2. And that will give us negative 7 over 4, right? Yeah, so we are writing minus 7 over 4 here. Always you pick it with a sign, then squared plus. We do the same thing to y. So y plus 5 over 4. If we can just write that without going through this again, because we are multiplying by 1 over 2. All squared, then equal to, we are adding the squares of this, each of this, to the right hand side. So 11 over 2, the square of negative 7 over 4 will be 49 over 16. Then the square of 5 over 4 will be 25 over 16. Simplifying further, we are going to have x minus 7 over 4 all squared plus y plus 5 over 4 all squared. Then when we put all of this in our calculator, we are going to have 81 over 8. And by comparing this with what we have here, a is going to be 7 over 4 and b will be, remember this is not minus, so the negative of this will be negative 5 over 4. And then let's not forget that according to that formula, this is r squared. So for us to find r, which is the radius, we need to take the square root of this, and square root of 81 is 9, and square root of 8 is 2 root 2. And when you rationalize this, you are going to get 9 root 2 over 4. And we don't need to stretch this too much because the calculator will just do that for us. Square root of 81 over 8. Let's try that and see. Square root of 81 over 8 equals, so that is it. So we are not doing anything too serious. We are just putting that in the calculator. And by looking through the options, the correct answer to this question will be option B. The radius is 9 root 2 over 4, and then these are the coordinates of the center. Question 37 reads that find the acute angle between 2x minus y equals 4 and x minus y equals 3. Simply as clearly stated, we are calculating for the acute angle between two straight lines. And I will start by saying that if theta is an acute angle between two straight lines, let me write that, and m1 and m2 are the gradients of the two lines, then tan theta will be equal to m1 minus m2 all over 1 plus m1 multiplying m2. But then there is a caveat where m1 is greater than m2. And I will break this down further. But then let me go straight to solve for the gradient of each of the lines. Then now we solve for theta, which is the acute angle between them. And we are going to do just exactly what we did in question 10 a while ago, making y the subject and taking the coefficient of x as the gradient of each of them. So we take the first line, which is 2x minus y equaled 4. And because y is negative, we move it to the right side and move the 4 to the left side. So 2x minus 4 will be equal to y. Then we can rewrite this as y equal to x minus 4. And this is the gradient of this line, the 2. But we don't know whether it is the bigger of the two or the smaller of the two here. So let me just write m equals 2. Then when I find the second one, I know which one is bigger. I will know which one to call m1 or m2 because of this condition here. So I take the second one, which is x minus y equals 3. Then doing the same thing, we move this to the right and move this to the left. We become x minus 3 to be equal to y. Rewriting, we get y equals x minus 3. And the gradient here becomes the coefficient of x, which is 1. And now by looking at the two of them, we can safely say that this is m1 and this is m2, because m1 should be greater than m2. We are now going to substitute this into this formula, and then we solve for theta. It means this formula now becomes tan theta equals m1 is 2 minus m2 is 1 over 1 plus m1 is 2, m2 is 1. So tan theta now becomes 1 over 3. And solving for theta, theta becomes tan inverse of 1 over 3. And then we just put that into our calculator to get. So tan inverse of 1 over 3, we go to shift tan, we use tan inverse, then we put our fraction sign, 1 over 3. I will close my parentheses always, and then we press equal to, and that gives us 18.4349. 18.4349 degrees. And then by looking at the options here, the correct answer will be option A, which is 18.43. That simply means that the acute angle between the two lines is 18.43 degrees. That's to 2 decimal places. And that is where we end our studies for today. I hope this lesson has been of help to you. If yes, then kindly consider subscribing to this channel for more videos like this. Till we meet again in my study room. Bye-bye.